Bitcoin's very likely getting ready to hit a point that I spelled out in my Bitcoin analysis from yesterday before the move down was initiated. I'm really looking for a potential higher low pocket, and I'll link you to that video at the end of this video. However, once it gets to that pocket, this video will cover the other scenario that could happen once Bitcoin gets there, and it could spell a lot of red in 2022. And once things get there, then we'll start reassessing, okay, which of these price paths, a bounce or crap gets nasty for the rest of 2022, we can then reassess. But before it happens, you need to be aware of this. This could start getting really bloody for 2022, and it can all happen starting this month or into next month. Let's take a look. You are staring at the weekly chart. Actually, let's go to the 5-day chart. Let's go to the 5-day chart on Bitcoin. And throughout history, you can see here, when this band is green, things are good. And right around the time it crosses is when stuff gets really, really nasty. See how the band flipped and turned red? So that is the 21 EMA of the 5-day and the 55 of the 5-day. Once the 21 goes below the 55, it turns red. And over here, same type of deal. You get a lot of bounces within this, and then once it flips red, again, price comes up to retest it and things start getting nasty, even though it didn't capitulate for several months at this point. But that spelled the big red trouble for that bear market. And what are we doing right now? Well, this band is getting ready to flip again, and price is coming from below it to retest it, and it just got rejected. It could get really, really nasty. And what we're going to do here is we're going to zoom in on each of these parts, okay, and this part right here, and analyze what are we looking for potential bounce to where this cross is avoided. So let's zoom in here. Can this cross be avoided with a higher low somewhere in the pocket that I gave you yesterday in this area close to the origin line? And I had other things layered on here like the tilted range. You should watch that video from yesterday, and again, I'll link you to it at the end of this video. But once it gets down here, then you reassess and start looking for clues. Is this the bounce we're looking for, or is it going to break down, use this origin line? Do you see this origin line here? This is the master origin line of all of Bitcoin history. It's the most important line in all of Bitcoin history. If you think otherwise, you're probably wrong. It's the most important, I'm telling you. It's by far the most important line throughout all of Bitcoin history. And if it is used as resistance while this is flipping red, 2022 is going to get nasty. It's going to get nasty, at least for, the first half. Or, also you could use it as a resistance, and then you range for a little bit before capitulation, similar to 2018. However, it's all going to be depending on what reaction Bitcoin gets out of this area. And I made a black triangle in my video with other layers so you can see why the black triangle fits perfectly here. But Bitcoin is extremely likely going to hit this black triangle. And if I went on lower time frames, it would look a little bit more obvious at this point, especially since it's now going down. But I've been talking about this since Bitcoin, everybody was bullish on crypto Twitter, crypto YouTube, right? I've been saying, it needs to refill this again, you should check out my Monday video with the YouTube, or the thumbnail says 40,900 gap fill, then pump. I'm calling for a gap fill, and that is in that black triangle. And I covered that even more extensively on my Friday. But once it gets here, that is when things could start spelling trouble because of this cross. So let's go to a couple of these other crosses and see how nasty it gets. But before we do, make sure you take a quick second here to hit the like button for me. It's going to help me continue making videos for you. Flip your phone so get flipped off so you can hit the like. Leave me a quick comment down below, even if it's a random comment or a quick period without the tampon. And make sure you subscribe and hit the bell if you are new. Select all alerts if you are new. And let's get back into these charts. Make sure to follow me on Twitter for fantastic updates on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies closest way to this too. If you want to be able to turn on your microphone and camera and ask me questions directly and live to my face up to 8 times a week, links to the Discord community within the description section of all my videos. If online communities are not your thing, but you want exclusive content above and beyond what I offer on YouTube, hit the join button below this video, and another video will pop up describing your options to you. Now we're going to go back and take a look at these other crosses. See how that spelled trouble? See how clear and obvious this is? And around the time it was crossing, even though it was a little after, price came up to retest it. Okay? A lot of times retests happen right at important crosses or just after, but a lot of times they'll have, or sometimes just before. In this case, it happened just after. And what could be happening right now is Bitcoin is doing a retest like this right as it crosses. Okay, so this is just a few, even though it's about a month, but it's a few 5-day candles after, and it ended up failing. That's when things were red and got really red. This is a very, very bad cross. And it's happening around the master origin line, which is this origin line that's a different color. See how this is a brighter color than the rest? So this one happened way up above this one, but the current nasty cross, like this right here, is happening right at this line. So we have extra data points here, so we can be nimble with our positions and kind of, have a good understanding of what's happening. So you had the cross happen here. You had a strong retest. So this is a big, big rally. From a percentage basis, from I guess wick bottom to top, that's a 56% increase in price, which I guess is fairly similar to what we've seen from bottom to high here, and maybe even bigger than that. Or that was bigger than what we currently have, but yeah, 35. So that's comparable because Bitcoin moved more volatilely in the past, and you had a big retest, and then it spelled trouble as that flipped red, right? And so now we have this master origin line here, okay, which price is getting ready to go retest it or get extremely close as it's flipping red, okay? But this origin line can act as a very, very strong support, very similar to how it did here. You can see that price went down right to it, closed. It didn't even close and open any candles below it. It closed one candle and opened that candle below it, but the next candle closed above that line barely. So no candles opened or closed, which means the 5-day chart bounced from that line. Now it's coming back to retest it. However, this could be a failed rally and things could really spell trouble right there. Zooming in on this right here, you have the gap fill back here from, it's about 40,900, right around, it's right under this area. So it's very likely that Bitcoin is going to fall under this support area, and it's going to fill that gap, and it'll be roughly in this triangle as that happens, and you're looking for a bounce. But if Bitcoin enters this area and does something, to the effect of, fills the gap and falls into it and can't get above and goes below, uses that origin line, so the bottom of the triangle is the origin line, and starts using that as resistance and can't stay above it in general, that could spell extreme trouble. Well, if I can draw lines, so price can't go left, sorry. Maybe make it like this. That could spell trouble, because if you go flip back to the 5-day chart, that would potentially be happening as this is flipping red. And it would be a potentially very, very nasty situation. Would price go straight down? No, probably not. It would probably do something more along the lines of this, kind of curve around and, do its stuff, if I can move this along without looking too stupid here. Something to that effect, and then later on capitulate. And that's what we're looking for. So once price gets into this black triangle, it's extremely important to keep an eye on how it is reacting to it, and if it's generally using this as support or resistance. And if it uses it as resistance, that's going to spell trouble. So make sure click this video right here to check out my video Bitcoin analysis from Friday that goes more in depth on that triangle, and click this video right here if you want to learn how to set up a chart like mine. It's a 28-minute trading view tutorial that could save your crypto soul. And click the circle in the middle if you're new to my channel to subscribe. You just got 𝐶𝐻𝐵 worldwide. Peace.